Hi everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I'm going to share my experience of using this SMS Audio SUX deck that recently released by Shenzhen Audio. So usually SU series is exclusive to one of the distributor, Shenzhen Audio. So this one is featuring ESS 9039MS Pro chip inside, dual chip design like Topping D93 Sabre deck, but this one have dual toroidal transformer inside for power supply, one for analog stage and one for digital stage. Some may ask, they already have SMS SU10. So what is the purpose of upgrading to this SUX, right? There are some benefits to it. Although they are using same power supply inside with better design and improvements in overall chassis, so and new menu system that they feature, which is really nice. I mean, it uses the IPS display with a very clean layout. The way that they laid out this front panel is they have more plans of coming out with probably streaming deck in the future. That is the design theme that they are going with. So personally, I totally like the look of the design and build quality, exception of that black control knob. No problem with the knob itself. I would like same color as the enclosure, so it will give me much cleaner look. Other than that, the cooling fins and features and everything, aluminum chassis, front display, everything works great. The previous generation SU10 uses the ESS 9038 Pro chip inside, but this one is using newer generation ESS 9039 MS Pro dual chips, which greatly improves in terms of signal to noise ratio. And another benefit of using this 9039 MS Pro series is it has digital modulator HyperStream 4 version, number 4 version. The 9038 Pro uses version number 2, which greatly improve in terms of noise control, because the HyperStream version 4 pushes digital noise out of audible music band, so it's much improved in noise control, and according to ESS it should give you better instrument separation and noise performance. That is a total personal experience that I will share with you, because they are not wrong, because it totally improved in terms of the noise performance as well as the micro detail reproduction is incredible. Another improvement over previous generation is total harmonic distortion is improved. So it may not be much, but according to the lab tests and results, it improved compared to previous generation is being 0.00005, and this one is 0.00004. This is the remote control that come with it. All the menu, you can control it here. Let's go through the menu system here real quick. Just push this main button. That is the input selector. You can choose many different inputs here. I2S, AES, coaxial, optical, Bluetooth, USB-C, and USB-B. So those are all the inputs that it has. Right now I'm using this I2S input. Outputs, you can change it to all line out or balance and unbalance. And next one is PCM filter. You can use this filter off, which is like noise filter kind of option, but minimum phase is a factory standard. That's what I use, but there are many different filters that you can change it to. But all my comments and my review is based on all factory standard setting. And DSD filter, same thing, you can change it to whichever suits you the best. And next one is the sound. I'm using standard sound, but you can change it to many different sound color options. So those are all the settings that you can do for sound color. And next one is preamp option. Right now I'm using as a DAC alone. You can change it to variable if you want to use it as a pre-DAC. And next one is FN key, so you can choose either or. And next one is DPLR. That should be number 5, but lower the number the better. Generally they set in number 5 position from the factory. I2S mode, reverse or normal, dimmer, totally off, so that means display is always on. And next one is brightness. Right now I'm only using 25% brightness for this screen. And next one is factory reset. So those are all the settings that you can go through. This side of a front panel or screen is unused other than the remote sensor right around here. Probably they will have something coming up next. As always, I started using it in my streaming setup and watching movies, using it as a pre-DAC. So XLR outputs connected to my iSpower 500 watts mono blocks, and RCA out connected to my subwoofer. And although it doesn't have bass management, it works great. I just control it on my subwoofer. But in the future upgrade, if they can add to it, that will be great improvement that they will have. But as of right now, using it as a pre-DAC, I have no problem. Very clean and very clear sound that it can deliver pairing with those iSpower mono blocks. What I like about it is it can produce very nice and wide sound stage and width that it can project into your room. Then I moved over to this main system and start using it standalone, DAC alone. So using the fixed volume option and using with this Sony HAP-Z1E as music server connected with Ouya Ide Neo USB A to B cable, right cable as well as XLR cable. So it sounded real nice. So there are some downsides to it for my personal taste. In terms of digital to analog conversion, is total transparent and natural and very revealing sounding DAC that they are offering. This will probably outperform previous benchmarks in general if they bench test it, because it totally shows it in the sound quality and sound performance, right? So I had SU10 and many DACs in general. I tried this 2 speakers pairing with this SUX DAC, JBL L100 Classic 75th, Pioneer TED S1EX towers using with Accuphase E4000 integrated amplifier. There are pluses and minuses, especially with JBL L100 Classic 75th, because it can sound a tad bright for my taste when I'm playing rock music. So pairing components, also try music streaming from Eversolo DMB-AA to this SUX DAC directly connected with I2S using HDMI cable. Overall sound character is very revealing, natural and transparent sound. Human voices and vocals and everything is as good as you are listening in real world kind of sound signature to it, special nuances and tiny noises in the recording that they have, like mouth, tongue movements, and those kind of steps are properly reproduced, right? In terms of a mid-range quality and clarity is probably, if not the best, this could be one of the best instrument separations and space between the notes. I was listening to one of my favorite tracks from Pink Floyd, Shine On You Crazy Diamond 2011 remastered version. So that track, there is like a tiny ring notes that you can hear in intro into a few seconds. Those ring notes are reproduced in precise location to the right of the S1EX tower, probably like about 3 to 4 feet on the right side of the speaker. I was amazed by that kind of placement and stereo image that is delivering listening to the intro, right? I have it in 192K5 24-bit in this Sony Music server, and I was listening to it. I was like, man, this is so nice. The placement is incredibly good and realistic. Then when the rolling drums and bass came in together, between those, right, bass notes and rolling drum notes, many decks fail to deliver separation. It's there if you listen it carefully, but not as noticeable as this SUX deck can deliver. So that's where the differences are in terms of comparison. Even compared to like top-end D93 Sabre, this one will give you that kind of extra performance and signature sound or revealing sound that it can produce, right? Very articulated notes and responsive notes that it can deliver. Instrument separation is so good that I was like, man, this is one of the most revealing master quality sound that it can deliver for the price that you can have, because its performance is that good, right? So basically you are getting state-of-the-art deck for under $1,000. Some people might ask me, should they upgrade from SU10 to this or other decks that they may have, probably similar 9039 series or 9038 series. I think if you want more revealing sound and more transparent sound and noise performance, it could be good upgrade in terms of performance wise. But in terms of sound quality, it will not give you total upgrade package like night and day different in sound. The improvements can be heard in instrument separation, the way that it can deliver the attack naturally without overdoing anything, mid-range quality, accuracy. Best of all, what it can do is better instrument separation and revealing sound. So if you can pair it nicely with other components in the system, it will give you incredibly good sound quality. So that is the benefit of upgrading to this SUX deck. You will get the sound out of your system as original music is recorded. Fleetwood Mac Dreams or those kind of music, it will totally deliver rich and warm tone to it back to you. So that's how they're gonna get it. So that is a benefit of going this kind of transparent sounding deck, that you will get everything back without interfering into your sound at your sound signature. So these are very good reference quality decks that you can have without spending a lot of money, giving you good performance increasement in transparency and accuracy and noise performance. I have no doubt this is one of the most accurate sounding deck that I experienced, regardless of the price point. But if you are after nice and rich and warm sounding or colorful sounding decks, this may not be it. So if you want best or realistic sound quality that your system or your pairing components can offer without DAC is getting into your audio chain without interfering the sound signature of it, this is the one that you should have, especially if you are using rich sounding setups and like tube amplifiers or older amplifiers. This one will totally enhance your experience. One thing that I want you to aware of is if you have bright sounding speakers, this may not work well, because when I try, well, if you listen to jazz or audiophile music or those kind of high quality recording, is totally fine. When I'm listening to Metallica Enter Sandman, right? Using this Pioneer TED S1EX towers, I felt like I was using two 12-inch subwoofer with that. So when I was listening, I was like, man, this is like I remember in the arena or stadium that I experienced, because I was sitting or standing in the middle of the stadium. That kind of realistic sound staging and depth, and the attack and instrument notes that come to you. So that kind of performance in more refined way, right? Then when I switch over to this JBL, same track that I listen, it gives me like you are sitting in front 2-3 row, or standing right in nearby stage kind of sound quality, yet giving you nice depth and like realistic skill that it can produce. So that is one of a kind experience that I had in using trying out many different decks. So if you are in the market for revealing, transparent, and uncolor digital to analog converter, this could be it. I can wholeheartedly recommend you to try this SMS SUX deck in your system, because you might fall in love with it. Highly recommended, my friend. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Next one it's called Kiss of Life. And let's hear some bass. Something heavenly came in from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He burned the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I've left inside, oh, I can't say. When I led to you were the one for me. I swear the whole world could feel my heart beat when I lay eyes on you. Hey, little bird, you wrap me up in the color of love. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. Wasn't it clear from the start? Look at the sky, it's full of clouds. So great. On the bass, Mr. Torigoye Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Orimo Yosuke-san.